Welcome to The Explainer. We talk a lot about how to earn respect, but what happens next? What happens after you get it? Today, we are breaking down the blueprint for keeping it. Because let's be honest, earning it is one thing, but keeping it, that's a whole other ballgame. So let's just start with that big question right there. You put in the work, you climb the ladder, you've got that authority. But here's the real test, and it's the one most people fail. It's not about getting the respect in the first place, it's about holding on to it for the long haul. And right here on this slide, you can see this huge split in how people think about this. On one side, you've got the one-time victory mindset. It's like you win a trophy, you stick it on the shelf, and you just kind of let it gather dust. And that's exactly why it gets so fragile. But on the other side, you see respect for what it is, a lifelong discipline. It's something you tend to every single day. And that is how you build authority that's rock solid.
In that first mindset, the one-and-done approach, that leads us straight into something the source material calls the respect fallacy. It's this completely mistaken belief that your past wins somehow guarantee you future respect. But in reality, any slip-up, any bit of neglect, people see it as weakness, and all that hard work you did starts to unravel.
This quote really just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the whole idea. I mean, think about it. A destination is a finish line. You get there, you're done. But a discipline, that's a process. It's continuous. Respect isn't some achievement unlocked moment. It's the engine that powers everything, and you have to keep that engine running.
Okay, so let's really dive into this foundational idea. The source material is crystal clear on this. Having consistent, structured habits isn't just a nice to have. No. These habits are the absolute bedrock of your authority. Without them, the whole thing just crumbles. So, to build this foundation, you have to be working on two things at once. As you can see here, they're called your inner and outer codes. Think of your inner code as the engine of a car. It's your mindset, your resilience, your integrity. Then you've got the outer code, which is like the car's bodywork and paint job. It's what everyone else sees and hears. Your posture, your speech. If you neglect one, the other one suffers. They're totally connected.
Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this blueprint actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's take a look at a couple of quick but really powerful case studies that show this whole maintenance idea in action.
First up, the inner game. This is all about fortifying your core, right? Strengthening your mindset and your resilience from the inside out. This is the work that nobody else sees you doing, but believe me, everyone feels the result.
Now check out this story about Mark. He's an executive, and his confidence was just taking a nosedive. His speeches started to get shaky. So what was the solution? It wasn't some massive overhaul. It was a simple, tiny morning ritual. Just affirming, I lead with clarity. That, plus a weekly resilience check-in, and the result was huge. His inner strength started to pour into his outer presence, and he got that respect right back.
Okay, so we've covered the inside job. Now let's switch gears to the external side of things. This is all about calibrating your physical presence, the stuff people actually see and hear. And as we're about to see, these tactics can get dull incredibly fast if you're not constantly tuning them up.
And Sarah's story is just a brilliant example of this. She's a leader who started out really strong, using all the right tools like power pauses in her speech. But after a month or so, she got a little lazy with it. She slacked off. And you know what? Her team noticed immediately. Her presence just felt weaker. By building a simple daily and weekly review system, her authority locked in, and the respect for her actually grew stronger than it was before.
So we've got these really compelling stories, right? But what's the hard proof? Is there data that shows this kind of discipline actually works beyond just a few anecdotes? Well, let's take a look. This is absolutely fascinating. A study from 2009 found that it takes, on average, 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. Now just let that sink in for a second. The discipline we're talking about, it's not a forever struggle. It means for about 2 months, you've got to be really intentional about it. But after that, it just becomes second nature. It becomes part of who you are.
And maybe the best real-world example of this on the planet is Warren Buffett. His legendary authority didn't just come from being a genius. It was built on a lifetime of simple, consistent rituals. Reading every day to sharpen his judgment, weekly reviews to stay on track, monthly resets to keep his eye on the prize. The lesson here is so clear. Respect lives in the maintenance.
All right, now we get to the really good stuff, the actionable plan. This isn't just some high-level theory. This is a simple blueprint you can literally start using today to lock in all your gains and make your authority permanent. So here it is, your battle plan. It's broken down into 3 super simple rituals.
Step 1 is the daily ritual. 5 minutes every morning to set your intention with self-talk and posture. Step 2 is your weekly review, a quick check-in to see how you're doing on one inner code and one outer tactic. And step 3 is the monthly reset, 10 minutes to zoom out and make sure your daily actions are still pointed towards your long-term goals. It's simple, it's sustainable, and it's so powerful. So the crucial takeaway, the thing to remember from all of this, is that this work isn't optional. Inconsistency is like a slow leak that quietly drains away all the respect you've built up. Discipline is the force that seals the leaks and makes it permanent. Every day, you're making a choice between one or the other.
And we're going to end on this final thought. Your authority isn't some monument you built in the past that's just going to stand there forever. It's a living structure that you are either reinforcing or letting crumble every single day. So the only question left is, are you going to do the work